needs treble 14. He's hit that double 16. One more dart left in his hand to give Wes Newton a chance. Oh, and he only needs the one dart. Wes would have been standing there, and you can see the punch to the crowd. That really hurt Wes Newton. A 116 he would have fancied at one dart at a double. And we say little things happen in matches, and that double 16, if he'd have missed it, Wes comes back, may have taken it out like Barney did on 2 occasions, and all of a sudden we would have had well, another match that goes all the way. But now Van Gerwen stepping up to win the match, and as he does, fires in his 3rd maximum to Wes's 7.
This has been a brilliant night, hasn't it? I think when you think that it really has the logistics of sorting this event out, of the risk of playing an outdoor tournament, and it's been brilliant. Oh, and it could get even better. Michael Van Gerwen is on a 9-dart finish. Surely not a 9-darter outdoors.
140.
What do you think? What do you think?
Let's get it on. Oh, and that was unlucky. That's a well thrown dart. That is like a smidgen above the treble.
44.
Well, a 9-darter outdoors would be something quite sensational. 6 perfect darts from Michael Van Gerwen, and believe me, knowing Van Gerwen and the way he is at the moment, he stepped up thinking, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this. He will be bitterly disappointed, but now it's all about winning the match.
Well, an outside chance here for Newton. Got to go the 18s. 4 18s will leave him the bullseye. 6 18s will leave him double 7. That's a treble. Oh, that's unlucky. It's not in, so Van Gerwen steps up, double 18 to finally close this match out.
Well, last score was 67 for Michael. Michael record 36.
Yeah, it was 67, and George Noble confirms that's what he needs. Double 18, and Michael Van Gerwen with a virtuoso performance to win this one against Wes Newton by 10 legs to 7. But he has been given a mighty scare. But Mighty Mike is the man of the moment. And he's done it again, winning 10-7. For Wes Newton, though, a case of what might have been. He was 5-1 up, he had a dart at tops to go 6-1, and he saw Michael Van Gerwen move from 2nd to 3rd to 4th. He was going through darting overdrive with Michael Van Gerwen at the end. He was at full throttle, averaging 97. And Michael Van Gerwen just having a word with the referee, George Noble. But he is through to the semi-finals, where he will play either Phil Taylor or Andy Hamilton, who will be coming up in our final quarter-final very soon. But he is darting genius at the moment, Michael Van Gerwen, with a celebration to match. Wears his heart on his tungsten sleeve. And Michael Van Gerwen is through to the semi-finals. Breathtaking in the end. Wes Newton, though, 7 180s. Didn't do a lot wrong. Missed crucial doubles at crucial times. But when it mattered, we saw Michael Van Gerwen produce the very best darts. The crowd loved it. And let's hear from the winner, Michael Van Gerwen, is with Rob McCaffrey.
What a winner he is, Michael Van Gerwen. What a game that was, by the way. And what a fan club as well. What a game.
Yeah, it was an incredible game, especially in the beginning. Wes played really well, and he couldn't miss. But after the break, I played a bit better, and I come back to 5 each, and I had a couple of very good finishing. After the second break, my power was on, and I played very well. And I want to thank everyone who is in this building and for make this happen.
Fantastic. I mean, what a week you've had. You must feel every time you go on the hockey, you're going to win.
Yeah, but I have a very difficult step next game, and we will see how it goes. I'm very warm at the moment. I'm very hot at the moment. I'm sweating.
Come on, tell us about the celebration. I mean, what is it? It's that one, isn't it? Come on, give us, what is it when you get pumped up?
I like to give a bit of emotion, and especially if I win a game, and that looks like this.
Look at that. That's what we want from the big man. He'd love to see it. Okay, you must fancy your chances going all the way again in this.
Yeah, I hope I can win this tournament again. I did very well in the Premier League. I win the Premier League. After 40 weeks, played very well, and then the final. I beat Phil in the final. But I hope he wins the next semi-final, and I hope I can meet him again, and he wants to meet me again. I know that.
Great atmosphere, isn't it, here? Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's the first time we play outdoor arena. It's a bit different than the rest, but I think it's good. But that's also because I win today.
Well done, Michael. Michael van Gerwen, ladies and gentlemen. Celebration and all.
Wes Newton looked like he was going to run away with that one, but that's why they call him Mighty Mike. Michael van Gerwen, 10-7. He's through to the semi-finals. What a match, what a performance, and yet again, Rod, Michael van Gerwen comes up trumps, doesn't he?
Yeah, he gets on these runs and he's very hard to contain. And I mean, Wes Newton had a dart at double top to go 6-1 up. That was very crucial. And then later on in the game, he had another dart at double top. They're on the wire, very close. But against van Gerwen in this sort of run, you've got to take every little chance you get.
So, I mean, for Michael now, I mean, he's into the semi-finals. Who's he going to play? Here we go. Phil Taylor, Andy Hamilton. These two have had a few matches, a few tussles in their time, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, Andy Hamilton is a tough cookie. You don't beat him by playing terrible. You've got to play well. We know what Phil Taylor can do, but Phil Taylor's not been on the top of his game of late. So Andy Hamilton will fancy his chances. But what he's got to do, like Wes Newton did, get out of the gate quick, get in front of him and make him think about missing doubles. The trouble is with van Gerwen at the moment, he doesn't think about anything but just throwing those darts. Phil starts to think, so Hamilton, especially hitting that double 16, he's got to get control of the game.
What hasn't been said about Phil Taylor before, but he lost the Premier League only a few weeks ago. Is that going to spur him on now? He wants to get this title, prove himself again.
Well, everyone's talking about Michael van Gerwen. Phil won't like that. Phil's the ultimate professional. He wants to win everything. Even at his age, and he's been in the game an awful long time, he still wants to win. And this, he thinks, this could be the start of my year. I go on and win this and beat van Gerwen if I have to play him in the semi-finals. And then Phil's on a high again. So Phil's got a very good brain for the game. I mean, a lot of sportsmen at the top, Tiger Woods. Phil Taylor's right up there with their mind thought.
Well, let's hear from the man himself, the 16-time world champion, the power, Phil Taylor.
From playing in a little backstreet club in Burslem when I first started to now playing in Dubai is one hell of a stepping stone. It's massive. It's a game everybody enjoys. My grandkids keep saying I'm trendy, whatever that means. As long as I keep enjoying it, I'm going to keep going, be competitive, and keep trying and be the best. It's your nature. It's the way you are, you know. If I'm gonna be a part of anything, then I'm going to be a winner. I can't be anything else, you know. It breaks my heart to get beaten. It's a different format. As I say, we're outside, we're in a tennis court. We're right under the Royal Box, and it's outdoors, and it's going to be red hot. What would it mean for me to win in Dubai? Everything. I mean, I want to win in Dubai. I'd love one of the sheikhs come up and present me with a trophy. That would be fantastic for me. That would. I'd love that. So I'll be practicing, and I'll be getting myself ready for it. But I think I might have to practice in a sauna because it's going to be boiling over there.
We know what he's capable of, but in the last few weeks he's changed his darts. He's got a new set. He's struggled to come to terms with them a little bit.
Yeah, I think when you change your materials, there's always this transitional period where you have to get used to them. You know, he was throwing with a set that were a gold colour, and he was playing absolutely brilliant, but he changes. But Phil's tinkered with darts over the years, but this time it seems to have taken a little bit longer for him to get used to them. Whether it's because Michael and a couple of others have stepped up to the mark a little bit more, you know, that may be the case. but Phil just needs to get comfortable with them, and it may take a little bit longer.
We can hear the crowd obviously waiting to see Phil Taylor. So Andy Hamilton, he's got to win over the crowd as well as the match.
Yeah, Andy Hamilton, he always gets a good bit of the crowd. He's a good fella. I call him a street fighter because you can't beat this bloke by playing terrible darts. You've got to play great darts. He's got a great awareness like Van Gerwen on the stage. He loves being here. He's had a great time. He's just going to get up there and he will play his own game. He won't be intimidated by Phil Taylor like a lot of people do. So Phil Taylor the favourite, but don't let Andy Hamilton get in front.
Well, he's facing Phil Taylor, and let's get the thoughts of Andy the Hammer Hamilton.
The dream of my life is just to play darts on TV, and the next dream was to travel around the world, and I've done a bit of that at the moment. So, and obviously now we want to travel further and further and just see different cultures as well, which is a great part of the darts and just exciting times. Good at the moment, I'm on form, and the consistency is there, and playing very strong, so nothing to worry about on the dart side anyway. It's just about obviously confidence, winning games, and just staying focused and my concentration levels as high as I can all the time. Oh, I'm sure there's still some left in the tank for me. I've not proved my full potential yet, I don't think. I treat every game the same. If it's a full tournament, if it's just a straight knockout, I play it as if my final every time. Exciting times for darts, and obviously for the players as well to visit these kind of places. Dubai, never dream of going there, but obviously we're going there now. Different arena, different crowd. I'm sure it'll be exciting times for darts.
Three fantastic matches already. What's going to happen in the fourth? Phil Taylor against Andy Hamilton. Let's find out. Here is John McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the splendid Dubai Tennis Stadium for the Dubai Duty Free Darts Masters, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. And a very warm welcome to those millions of viewers joining us around the world. Welcome to Dubai! And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the boys from Stoke-on-Trent. Firstly, the former world finalist. It's hammer time! Andy Hamilton! And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the legend. With over 100 titles worldwide, he's the record-breaking, history-making, 16-time champion of the world. It's Phil, the Power Taylor.
It's been a fabulous night here in Dubai, and we are at the final quarter-final. Phil Taylor, the man that so many people here at the Dubai Tennis Centre have come to see, will take on Andy Hamilton for the right to play Michael van Gerwen in Friday's semi-finals. Over 2,000 people have turned out for this history-making night of darts, and they have loved every minute of it. We've seen James Wade beat Simon Whitlock. Barneveld took out Lewis. Van Gerwen from 5-1 down beat Wes Newton. And here he is, Simply the greatest. 53 years of age in August, Phil Taylor. But he is the reigning world champ against the man, Andy Hamilton, who last year was the only player in the world to reach at least the quarterfinals of every single TV major. Mr. Consistency, but Hamilton actually hasn't won a tournament for 6 years. So he may be in the top 8, but he needs to make his mark. He needs to win something against a man who's won everything, time and time again, Phil Taylor.
Well, it's going to be a tough game for Andy. You look back at Phil Taylor's record, he really does go for winning tournaments that are played for the very first time, and he's enjoyed himself out here. He's been relaxing, and he certainly wants to be, well, he wants his name on that trophy, the number 1.
He likes to win. Simple as that. He also likes to make history. He likes being part of history. He's part of history tonight here at the Dubai Tennis Centre in the first ever TV tournament to be played outdoors, but he likes being the first name on the trophy, and he will be giving it his all. But Andy Hamilton will fancy his chances of an upset, that's for sure. And he knows he's got to hit Taylor early. All the players so far tonight, all 6 of the players, the very best in the business, have taken their time to get used to the conditions. If Hamilton can strike early, he's got a chance. We thought Newton from 5-1 up had a chance against Van Gerwen. We also cautioned against it. We also said if Van Gerwen got on a roll, he would win, and that's what happened. Taylor here could have his work cut out.
Well, you can't take your foot off the pedal. Someone in the crowd has just given Phil a shout. He just turns around and acknowledges him, but then follows it with a 1. He looks perhaps a little bit too relaxed in this first leg. But Andy Hamilton, Andy shouldn't have any problem with the breeze or with a little bit of air movement. Does throw a very strong dart. Phil Taylor throws a 26-gram dart, so he shouldn't be affected, really. But sometimes, you know, players are taking a little while to get used to it. You know, the air is thinner out here, the darts will fly a little bit quicker. But perhaps that's more what they've got to get used to than the breeze that perhaps they think is blowing them off target.
Even so, very still night. Temperatures still hovering around the 80-degree mark. 44. Russ Bray, our referee. And the winner will play Michael Van Gerwen. But it has been as good as we hoped it would be.
Been a great crowd, really enthusiastic crowd, got involved. The players have really done a great professional job, not only in the standard of play, but their conduct has been absolutely brilliant. And certainly I think that's down to the way they've been treated, you know. Lovely hotel out here, sponsors have been great.
Well, both taking their time to get into the match, but Taylor very much in control of this opening leg. And
100, Phil, you require
Andy Hamilton
75.
will give it a go, but I'm sure, no disrespect to Andy Hamilton, Taylor Van Gerwen semi-final is what most people would probably be wanting to see. Hamilton
35.
We'll be hoping it'll be something different on Friday night. The format, best of 21, first to 11 in both the semi-finals and the final. Taylor looking at tops to take a scrappy opening leg.
140.
Well, Hamilton's
Phil,
just
you
put
require 40.
a frightener into Phil, so he says if you're going to miss it, I'm going to nick it, and that is not a good dart, but that is a brilliant dart. The first one was hanging down over the right-hand side of the double top, but Phil puts it straight in the left-hand side. A scrappy leg, but That's when you've got to win those scrappy legs against Taylor. You can't afford to lose them.
Well, here's a question for you. A week ago, he looked on course to win the Premier League title for a 7th time. He was stunned by Michael van Gerwen's comeback. From 5-2 down, Van Gerwen went on to win 8 out of the next 11 legs, won the title. He stunned Taylor. I think Phil was visibly shaken after that, and I'm just wondering, how will that affect Taylor?
I've said before, I don't think it affects him at all. I think he just gets on with his job.
I agree, but
you know, let's not forget, Phil had 3 darts at double 16 to go even further ahead of Michael that night, and then Phil got it back, and the 132 was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But Phil had left a double, so you know, he weren't that far off of still winning it. And I think Phil always takes the pluses out of whatever he's done. So right, you know, Michael van Gerwen's on the height of his game. He probably feels that he's not at the height of his game, Phil Taylor, but he's still in there. So there's no negatives in Phil Taylor, as Andy Hamilton puts in the first maximum of the match.
Well, yeah, no negatives from Andy Hamilton. If you didn't see the Premier League final, by the way, Van Gerwen led 9-8. Taylor had left a double to take us to a deciding leg when he would have had the darts throwing first, and Van Gerwen took out an unbelievable 1-3-2 finish on the ball to take the title. Prestigious title as well, and £150,000 as well. But Andy Hamilton here, 136 to follow a 180. I think it's fair to say that he took a leg to adjust to the conditions. Hamilton is banging this now.
Well, Taylor follows it up. Is it his first maximum? But Hamilton gets the first shot at double top for a 13-dart leg. This will settle him down. Doesn't want to start chasing doubles though. Oh, beautiful second dart from Hamilton. 1 leg apiece. Averages are starting to creep up. The first leg was very poor by their standards. But that's the way it is at times, especially in the early part of the game. It takes a little while just to get used to the stage. It don't matter what you do in the practice room. As soon as you get up there and Russ Bray says game on, the adrenaline starts to pump, and it's a completely different game.
Well, incredibly, this is the 14th time that the pair have met in a TV major. Hamilton has won 1, and that was in the Premier League just a couple of months ago. He won by 7 legs to 3. He should have won a Players' Championship quarter-final in December. He was 9-5 up on Taylor and lost 10-9. So Phil Taylor just distracted by some movement off the stage. But yeah, Hamilton psychologically, when he beat Taylor in the Premier League, it was crucial, especially coming off the back of a match where he was 9-5 up and didn't win another leg.
Well, every time a player beats Phil Taylor, they obviously get confidence that they can beat anybody. And that's what Phil Taylor's been like for 25 years. He's always been the benchmark. But there's no question that all the players, especially Michael van Gerwen, they're all stepping up. Barney's now on the form. If Lewis could just start hitting doubles, we'd have him back. Gary Anderson last weekend was playing exceptionally well. You know, Wes Newton the way he played this evening, and Simon Whitlock. So the game ain't in a bad frame of mind at the moment with all those players.
Taylor, though, is talking about scaling back, isn't he?
34.
He always said he'd go on till he was 55 and then he'd have another look at it.
Well, I think when he means he's scaling back, he's going to scale back the promotions and exhibitions he does. He doesn't need to do them, you know, and concentrate on the big tournaments.
35.
That's where the money is. I can't understand players that are doing all the exhibitions and then they're going to tournaments and get knocked out first round. It's a loss leader to me. I mean, it's the first thing, as Taylor wants double top, the first thing you'd be taught at business school is how to operate your business properly, and certainly there's a lot of dart players, in my opinion, that haven't got it right.
Darts will be
the big loser when Taylor does eventually finish, as he makes it 2 legs to 1. But I also think that Taylor would be lost without darts. It'd be difficult. I think it'd be difficult for Taylor to actually say, right, that's it, I'm retiring, I'm not playing anymore. I just don't think that he's anywhere near ready to do that. As Hamilton looks at his second maximum of this match. I just feel that when he was 50, he said 5 years. He signed a new 5-year deal with his darts sponsors Unicorn, and he said, at 55, I'll have another look at it. I can't see him finishing, Rod. I really can't.
Well, when you look at these type of tournaments, you know, the Dubai Masters, he's come out here, he's thoroughly enjoyed himself. You know, there will be other tournaments at this sort of status. He's going to want to be involved.
60.
Now, to be involved, you've got to be in that top 8 or get a wild card. So he'd rather not take the wild card. Phil Taylor all wants to earn it on merit. So to do that, he's got to stay in the rankings. To stay in the rankings, you've got to play the tournament. So, and Phil cannot sit on his backside. He could not watch darts on TV without being a part of it.
You can't see him finishing at 55 unless there's a massive dip in form when he joins the pack, which looks unlikely. But I just can't see him finishing for at least another 6 or 7 years. I think he'll get to 55 and he'll say, right, 5 more years and I'll have another look when I'm 60, unless there's a noticeable dip in his performances.
Well, I'm always promoting the youth. PDC are going to have massive youth and challenge tours next year, 2 separate ones. I'm telling them that we've got all the talent coming through. But Phil Taylor, you're right, he could be there at 60 still throwing this standard.
But you talk about the youth. Taylor's been beaten by a couple of young kids, hasn't he, in Pro Tour tournaments in the last month or so. David Pallett, was it Adam Hunt, who've both beaten Phil Taylor.
Josh Payne has beaten him as well.
Sorry, on the Pro Tour. Pallett beat him as well. I mean, these kids who live in the dream have beaten Phil Taylor.
The standard of the youth on the Challenge Tour is incredible. There's some great players out there. Kurt Parry, like you say, Adam Hunt. There really is an array of players that are coming through, and it may take another 3 or 4 years, but they will come through in abundance, and they're not scared of anyone.
Taylor. Well, that was unlucky. 2 double 20s to leave double 12.
88. And you require 80.
And Hamilton here to hold his throw. Bit of pressure on it. Only going to have 1 dart. That's awkward. Going to have to aim to the right, I think.
60.
Yeah, it was all that second dart made it very difficult. Taylor here to break.
Well, now he wants double top. Hamilton was miles away. Phil Taylor isn't. Gets a breaker throw, takes a 3-1 lead. And how costly was that double top of Andy Hamilton's. And you're right, the second dart kicked up so badly, it's covered 3/4 of that double top. And I think the third dart just caught the flight and deflected it low. And Taylor now would normally look to kick on and get a substantial lead from here.
We always categorise Andy Hamilton as possibly the greatest scrapper, figuratively speaking, in the world of darts. He really is a battler, and we talk about players of natural ability like Van Gerwen, like Barneveld, like Lewis, players who have to work at their game, like Phil Taylor, who's had to work and continually work at his game over the last 3 decades. Andy Hamilton will be the first to admit that he doesn't have natural ability. But when it comes to hard work and effort, he gets A+ every time, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's no question about that. And as you say, that's good. He puts in his 3rd maximum to Phil Taylor's 1. Now, I suppose if you related it to football and going back in my era when I used to follow football, there are possibly a couple of Kevin Keegans that, you know, put the hard work in and make them what they are, brilliant dart players. And you can't do without players like this. I mean, the raw talent does not rock up all the time. They're so indifferent.
An interesting analogy, but I certainly couldn't imagine Andy Hamilton with a curly perm. Oh, yes. Treble 18 for Taylor.
96.
Well, Hamilton has hit his third maximum in this leg, but not a lot either side of that.